we're having our bhakti retreat, and what do we do on our retreat? We advance, right? We should call it the bhakti advance, not retreat. What do we do in our bhakti retreat? We advance. Forward progress, step by step, we march forward by the mercy of the Lord Nityananda and Advaita Chandra, Mahaprabhu, Gadadhar Pandit, Srivas. Jai. So, we're going to hear some more stories about the glories of Lord Nityananda. We began and we left off at the story of Jagai Madai. It's said that Jagai Madai were so sinful that, there's the Dharmaraj's region, Dharmaraj, Yamaraj, the god of death, superintendent of death. And he has his assistant, Chitragupta, who writes the deeds of man down. Bad karma, good karma, and what are going to be the repercussions. His job is the scribe. So he was writing down the deeds of Jagai Madai, and he could not write fast enough to keep up with their bad deeds. And he became exhausted. And he had to call other assistants to help him. He said, okay, you, help write them down. But by the mercy of Lord Nityananda, they were at once delivered. By the mercy of Mahaprabhu, they were at once delivered. Mar ke prem de emon dayalto naire. Right? You can scoot over a tiny bit. Tirtha, like a few inches, so Damachandra can see. Scoot over a few inches. One more inch. Perfect. Haribo. Jai. Love God, love your neighbor. So, Chitragupta was trying to write down the misdeeds of Jagai Madai, but he became exhausted. He could not keep up. And, in different incarnations, the Lord's always attacked by demons. But in this incarnation, they came as devotees, very soft and humble. When Jagai Madai came to attack Nityananda, he didn't fight with them. Balaram killed Pralambasura in a moment. Great titan of a demon. Dhenukasura, in a moment, he killed them. Just like an elephant picking up a piece of straw. An elephant's picking up some little bundle of straw on the side of the road. He picked it up, threw it aside. So in that way, Lord Balaram killed Dhenukasura, killed Pralambasura. In different incarnations of Lord Vishnu, Balaram's expansion, he killed thousands and thousands of demons like nothing. But Jagai and Madai chased him and he ran away. Why? It's the Lord's merciful incarnation as a devotee. He thought if I stand and fight with them, I might kill them by mistake. Right? He so mercifully ran away. The next day, Madai picked up a clay pot and threw it at Lord Nityananda, and blood was gushing down his head. Mahaprabhu ran and he called Sudarshan Chakra, "Oh Sudarshan, I'm going to kill him." And Nityananda Prabhu held his hand and said, "No, Lord. What is the harm?" It's like when Krishna went to attack Bhishma in the battle of Mahabharata, Arjuna stopped him. So in the same way, Lord Nityananda now stopped Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from killing Jagai Madai and said, "No problem. In this age, if you want to see someone's faults, you can always find, right? We see this. Oh, this person has this bad quality, this person has that fault, especially in temple life. People think, how can I collect the faults of all the other devotees in temple? And they're scanning, like Santa Claus. There's no naughty and nice list. Nityananda Prabhu doesn't have a naughty nice list, right? Can we agree? Right? He's not checking twice if you're naughty or nice. Je jata patita hoy, the more naughty you are, the more Nityananda Prabhu is happy. He thinks, oh, this is his heroism. We pray to Gurudev, "Oh Gurudev, please show your valor by delivering such a wretch as I. If you are not able to save me, what kind of hero are you?" So Lord Nityananda Prabhu sees the naughty and nice list. Oh, X naughty, extremely naughty. I will deliver him. This is Jagai Madai. This is why this was the example first. And when Nityananda Prabhu began spreading mercy, we see this example in many of Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada's disciples, Bhakti Swarup Siddhanti Maharaj. He delivered a famous dacoit of that area that he was preaching in Bengal. This person was famous for being a complete debauchee, dacoit, murderer, and, what does a godfather mean? People who are, sending out people to kill others. Such a person he delivered, and that person became such a devout devotee and protector of the Vaishnavas. So Lord Nityananda does not see, fault. We've spoken about this before. Oh, you have a little bit, like if you have, a mountain of bad qualities, but there's one thread of gold, of a good tendency, or good quality, good desire. And that mountain of dirt, that mountain of stool, is one. It said in the Sastra, gold can even be taken from a dirty place. Right? Gold can be taken from a dirty place, washed and used. So in this age of Kali Kalamasa, Kali Yuga is an age of filth. It's a dirty age. Right? In America, what do we celebrate? Las Vegas, the city of sin. And that's not just Las Vegas. Most cities, pubs, prostitution. This is Kali Maharaj's kingdom now. So Lord Nityananda said to Mahaprabhu, what are we going to do? It's Kali Maharaj's kingdom. Who are you going to kill? Who are you going to save? Who's good? Who's bad? Who's on the nice list? Who's on the naughty list? But we're not looking at naughty nice. We're looking at, what is a little bit of a good desire? And Nityananda Prabhu himself is taking straw in his teeth in the most humble position, begging them to accept prem. Lord Nityananda Prabhu is the beggar of prem, but not begging for prem, begging you to take prem. Please take. Those people that are trying to kill him. Madai tried to kill Nityananda Prabhu. He was in such a rage, he threw the pot. That wasn't like the end. That was like, that was the introduction. Afterwards, it was become a stick. And he was intent on killing Lord Nityananda. I will kill him. This person trying to preach to me, who does he think he is? He told him the day before, if you come back, I'll kill you. If you come back, I'll kill you. Imagine, Vrindavan was going door to door in Queens. Knock, knock, go away. Knock, knock, go away. Knock, knock. If you come back tomorrow, I'll kill you. The next day, knock, knock. What are you doing here again? Didn't you hear me? So Nityananda, right? When Nityananda went the first day, Jagai Madai said, if you come back, I'll kill you. When they were going home separate ways, Haridas Thakur went to Advaitacharya and said, what can I do? Mahaprabhu sent me to preach with this avadut. Avadut means some person who's not just reckless, but oblivious completely. Not a care in the world. Lord Nityananda is such an avadut, he would run around the town, sometimes forgetting his clothes even. Mahaprabhu would hear Nityananda was running naked through the streets, and he would run and put his own dopatta, his own cloth on him. Sometimes he would take his lower garment, put it on his head. He's complete mad and ecstasy of love of God. Completely oblivious to his surroundings, not a care in the world. So they tried to kill him. And what did Nityananda Prabhu do? He stopped Mahaprabhu from reciprocating, from killing him, and he said, Oh Lord, Ebhyastranadharilo, in this incarnation you will not lift any weapon. What is our weapon? Sangha Parshrada, right? There's a verse. Anga Upanga Ashra Parshrada Sangha. Mahaprabhu's weapon is what? Tell me. What is Mahaprabhu's weapon? Harinam eva kevalam. Kanchana, what is Mahaprabhu's weapon? What is Mahaprabhu's weapon? Harivo, Harinam eva kevalam. This only thing that can help in this age is Harinam. Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, Choda Bhuvana Maje. In the 14 planetary systems, what is there? Only the holy name. The holy name is our only weapon, our only grace, our only protection from Maya. Therefore, we catch hold of Harinam, and this is the teaching of Mahaprabhu. So Nityananda Prabhu said, Harinam is your weapon. And Madai begged forgiveness from Lord Nityananda. He lifted him up, embraced him, and bestowed prem. Began to dance and sing in ecstasy. And Mahaprabhu said, all your sins I'm taking. I take away all your sins. And then Jagai Madai became very humble. They went to the Ghat, the Ganga, and they would wash the feet of all the townspeople who would come. In this way, it wasn't like, okay, everything's good again. No, very humbly, they would serve all the townspeople that they had terrorized. Imagine you see someone, who's the godfather of the city, who's killed hundreds of people. And at first, you see him washing people's feet. You think, what is going on? You're probably afraid that he's going to, what is it? But day after day, until people began to trust them, but they would do that for years. And all day long, they would chant and sing and practice bhajan. So this is the glory of Lord Nityananda. This is how our Sankirtan movement began. Jagai Madai, that's the beginning of our Sankirtan movement. Chand Kazi, next chapter, right? These are the two chapters beginning of our movement. So we think, we'll preach and there won't be any problems. This is real madness. Bhakti Pradhan Kesha Goswami Maharaj would say, if preaching begins, then problems come. And if problems don't come, that means preaching hasn't begun. We saw that in the time of Swami Prabhupada. He preached in the mood of Lord Nityananda, and he sent his followers out everywhere with the mood of Nityananda Prabhu. And they were getting harassed by the cops, and they were getting thrown in prison, and it was crazy. That was, the mood of Lord Nityananda. So that's the beginning of our Sankirtan movement. We're a civil disobedience movement. What are we disobeying? The course of Maya that everyone is following in this world. Simply living our life like animals, trying to enjoy our senses. We are disobeying this. Therefore, people become disturbed. Why aren't you doing what we do? Why are you sitting and chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, and then faster Hare Krishna, and then you chant it in your japa, and then you do it in kirtan, you get louder and louder and faster, and then you're dancing. What is this madness? No, instead of dancing like this, you should put on a DJ beat and dance with your lovers and take drugs and then sleep in your own urine and vomit. And we see this in this world, right? The richest people with the most money become the most, not always, but often become the most degraded. ODing, dying from drugs, many, many partners, many, many divorces. They would say 40, 50 divorces like pigs and hogs. And they say, hey, what is this madness? Why are you chanting the names of God and experiencing ecstasy of love of God? You should be like us, dying in your own urine and stool and vomit. Be like us. Go to hell with us. But don't chant the Lord's name. So this world, Jagai Madais are everywhere. But Lord Nityananda said, no problem. No one is bad. That's his mood. He didn't see bad. When Mahaprabhu sent him to preach, where did he go first? He didn't go to the Brahmins, the dignified people, the qualified people, the scholars, the righteous people. And those were most of the people that also opposed, a lot of them. Not all, but many of them. He went to Jagai Madai. And he delivered them. And Chand Kazi delivered him. So this is the beginning of our Sankirtan movement. Right? So we have thousands of years to come serving in Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan movement. And we will do it with great courage. And what is our courage? Not our courage. Harinam. Fear personified runs in fear of anyone chanting the holy names. You chant Haribo, 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 Haribo. Bhaktivinoda Thakur in this spirit, he would go on his horse, village to village, town to town, and create little communities where they would follow Ekadashi, do Nam Sankirtan. They would have assemblies, and he would himself, from his own earnings as a magistrate, pay for their bicycles, pay for their lamps and torches. He would subsidize, and he created 600 preaching centers, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, in villages. And then he engaged his son, Bimal Prasad, Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada, in establishing Gaudiya Mat, to establish the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the mood of Srimati Radhika. That's why it's called Gaudiya. Gaudiya Mat. In the mood of Srimati Radhika, Gauri Srimati Radhika. And now to this day, then Swami Prabhupada came, and this movement is spread throughout the whole world, and it will continue Because Mahaprabhu said, Amar agyai koro sarvatra prakash. On my order, distribute this everywhere. So anyone who is preaching the holy name, our New York City devotees, every day, since time of Narendra Prabhu, Ram Roy Prabhu and those devotees, every single day, going out 6, 7, 8 hours chanting the Maha Mantra, distributing Prabhupada's books. And this is by the mercy and power of Nityananda Prabhu, but it's also your desire to serve that means now you're you're opening your heart to receive Lord Nityananda Prabhu's mercy. And we can serve Lord Nityananda Prabhu through Granta Seva or through Nam Sankirtan. Here we're focusing on the teachings of our Gurudev, establishing and preaching online, and also going out doing Harinam, doing preaching. But anyone who's doing this, they receive Lord Nityananda Prabhu's full power and mercy. Right? You're working in his... Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes a book. It's called Gotram Kalpatavi. And he describes how Lord Nityananda Prabhu is the general of this mission. Advaita Acharya, Srivas Pandit, Gadadhar Pandit, Six Goswamis, Haridas Thakur, they are the leaders of this transcendental mission. This mission is not any bureaucracy. There's no material authority over this mission. No directors and CEOs and presidents of this mission. The director, the CEO, the president is Lord Nityananda, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Six Goswamis, Haridas Thakur, and Guru Varga who are connected to them under their guidance. Everything else is Maya. Means if you don't understand the source and you only look at these things, then you don't understand. Swami Prabhupada, when he came to the West, he said, "Oh Lord, I am yours. I am a puppet. You make me dance as you like." That is the mood of our gurus. Srila Gurudev came to the West and he said, Lord Nityananda Prabhu has called me here. Lord Chaitanya has called me here. Swami Prabhupada has called me here. I am coming here by their order. So Amar Agyai Kuru, Hoy Sarve Desh. Distribute this everywhere. Mahaprabhu said, not only here in Bengal, Prithiviti Ache Jatanagaradi Gram Sarvatra Prachar Hoibe Moranam. So in the Chaitanya Charitamrita it says, the sun and moon of Lord Nityananda and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu rise in the east. They will come to the west. Therefore, Bhaktivinoda Thakur predicted that this will come to the West, and that was seen to come to pass in the life of Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and that mission is continued by our beloved Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivinoda Narayana Goswami Maharaj, many other disciples of Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada, and many other disciples of the disciples. And in this way, this is all Lord Nityananda Prabhu's arrangement. Amara Kor Sarvatra Prakash. Only Nityananda Prabhu is empowering this preaching movement. So one time, I'll skip ahead now. I'll tell a few stories, but I don't know. I'm just going to go in whatever flow, all right? So, they began preaching in Navadvip for a few years, very powerfully, right? Yet, still, Mahaprabhu saw that people were not fully adopting this, and they were still unfavorable. Many people were still unfavorable. Especially, different groups of people unfavorable to different things, right? Some people didn't like Nam Sankirtan. Some people did like Nam Sankirtan, but they didn't like a certain kind of name. Some names are okay, right? Nam Sankirtan means chanting the names, but whose names? So Mahaprabhu, some people said, okay, we like chanting the names of the Lord. Hari Harai Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha. Names are good. Hari. But whose hearts are he stealing? Hari means the stealer of the hearts. Whose hearts is he stealing? Navachandra? Whose hearts? The gopis. Gopi partu padakamayor dasa dasa nudasa. Hari means the thief of the heart of the gopis. So Hari is okay, but Hara is not good. Hare is not good. Chant Hari, not Hare. You can chant Hari Hari Bol, but not Hare Hare Bol. You can chant Harinam, but you can't chant Harer Nam. So Mahaprabhu, some people became favorable. Okay, Harinam is okay. Krishna's name is okay. Govinda's name is okay. Gopala's name is okay. But Gopi Jana Vallabha, not okay. Gurudev says Gopi Jana Vallabha is one of the highest names of Krishna. There's only one name higher of Krishna than Gopi Jana Vallabha. What is that? Come on, somebody's got to have it. Radha Vallabha. Gurudev said, Radha Vallabha, the highest name of Krishna. It means the beloved of Radha. So one day Mahaprabhu was chanting Gopi, 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 Gopi. Not even Radhe, Radhe. He was chanting Gopi, Gopi, and his students abused him, ridiculed him. Chant Narayan, Narayan. Why are you chanting Gopi, Gopi? They became very angry. Mahaprabhu picked up a stick and started chasing them. Imagine. He's very angry. Is my Swarup Shakti, you don't want to hear her glories? You're against hearing her glories? I've come to give you this nectar of Braja Bhakti Ras that will satisfy your desire for love, for affection, for everything. And life after life, you're burning in the fire of Kam. We think Kam, lust, is very pleasurable. Actually, it's a fire that is burning us. Whereas Braja Bhakti Ras is the nectar that cools our hearts eternally while soothing and giving love. Nitai-Koti Chandra Shushitala. 10 million moons cooling our heart with love and with sweetness and with energy. Shakti and divine love, experience of ecstasy. But no, I want Kam. Gopi, gopi, no. But kami, 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 lust, 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 yes. Lust is good, but love is not good. Gopis are not good. So Mahaprabhu was very disturbed. Chased them. He thought, anyhow, I must take sannyas. Many reasons are there behind this, but we're going to move forward. Mahaprabhu decided to teach, but also he wanted to follow the footsteps of the gopis. Mahaprabhu is at home. Sachi Mata is there. Vishnupriya Devi is there. All the Navadvip devotees are there. Everyone's very happy. If you ask the Navadvip Vasis, should Mahaprabhu take sannyas, what are they going to say? Come on. Okay, if you're living in Navadvip and you hear Mahaprabhu is going to take sannyas, what do you say? Right? Everyone's going to say no. When Mahaprabhu went to take sannyas, first he went to the barber. The barber, what's the story? He cried like for hours and hours and hours and hours. You imagine, Mahaprabhu has such beautiful hair. You see how Krishna, imagine, it's your seva to shave Krishna's hair. Oh, Krishna's head is so soft, you can't use a razor to shave his head. How are you going to shave Krishna's head? It's like butter, right? How can you even do it? So the barber was crying and crying. What's the story? It just took forever, and then Yogamaya had to come and bewilder him to have him finally shave Mahaprabhu's hair. And there's a scene of a painting of Mahaprabhu, and he's shaving his head, and all around, everyone is gathered. Everyone is like rivers of tears flowing from everyone's eyes. Everyone is weeping in torrents of tears that Mahaprabhu is taking sannyas. But is this good? Is it good or bad that he took sannyas? Whose perspective? What do you think, Bhakti Prabhu? Bolo, kuch. Hindi mein bolo. Acha hi bura. Acha? He doesn't know. It's hard to say. Good or bad, he took sannyas. Anyone? Good or bad, he took sannyas? It's good. We chant Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. You must take sannyas. End of your life, you'll be bound to take sannyas when you give up this body. But your choice is whether you want to take material birth again or whether you want to achieve Swarup Siddhi, Vastu Siddhi. Braja Bas, Braja Kori Bas. So sannyas, some point is needed. That means grihe tako vane tako. Externally, you're living in house or renouncing the world. That is not sannyas. Sannyas is in your heart. When you offer your heart to the lotus feet of Krishna, one-pointed, unalloyed, pure devotion. Krishna, I am yours. Krishna, I'll tell you the mantra for sannyas. Who wants to learn sannyas mantra? Not the mantra that sannyasis chant, but the mood mantra. Krishna tomar hoy. Krishna, I am yours. Krishna tomar hoy, jadi boli ek baar, maya bhanda hoite Krishna tare kare par. One time, sincerely, from the depth of your heart, you call out to God, to Krishna, I am yours. That is sannyas. The rest is up to him. Married, not married, doesn't matter. Kids, no kids, doesn't matter. What is your job, what is not your job, doesn't matter. Now you're in Krishna's hands. Krishna, I am yours. One tear, Nityananda Prabhu says, Ek bar dekh le chakke jal. If once I see a tear forming in your eye, chanting what? What do you have to chant? Gauranga. These 4 syllables. Gauranga. Why? Srimati Radhika's mercy is there. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Radharani, Krishna's mercy, Gauranga. One time you chant, all right, can we do it? Gauranga! Gauranga! Hari 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 Bo! Ek bar dekh le chakke jal. Gaur bole. One time you chant Gaur. Gaur Hari, Gaur Hari. We used to have a song. Jare deke tare kahe dante trina dhori amare kiniya loho bolo gora hari. Nityananda Prabhu would go and he would say, if you once chant the name of Gauranga, you purchase me. I offer myself to you. Lord Vishnu is a little more difficult. You have to offer 8 tulsi leaves and Ganga water. This is what Advaita Acharya did. 8 tulsi leaves and Ganga water, and the Lord says, I am purchased by you, by your devotion. Lord Nityananda said, only one time chant Gaur Hari, and you purchase me. Gaur Hari, Gaur Hari, Gaur Hari, Gaur Hari. Shraddhavan jana he, Shraddhavana jan. Oh men of faith. Oh, you have faith. Please, Prabhu Ragyai Bhai, Mangye Bhiksha, Bolo Krishna, Bhaja Krishna, Koro Krishna Shiksha. So Nityananda Prabhu is so merciful. We should try to have faith in our faith, and the simplest method is to chant the names of the Lord with sincere, genuine devotion. Your material life, in your duties, we heard Udila Aruna Purava Bhage, we sang that song. In the end, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, go on performing your duties, but add Krishna Nam to your life. Go on performing your occupational duties, but add Krishna's names, chant Krishna's names, then your life becomes sublime. Develop faith. Don't practice bhakti as a business. Work on the business of developing your relationship with God, of love, by chanting His names, and go on doing your occupational duties according to your ashrams. We are doing that as renunciants, but that is our occupational duty. But if we are not doing our sole duty, which is developing love of God, and only doing the occupational duty of a monk, then also we will go astray. So Lord Nityananda Prabhu's mercy is not for renounced people, it's for everyone. Adhama patita jiver dware dware giya. He went to the homes of those who are Adam. That means the fallen, not the uplift, not the righteous, not the great. So therefore Lord Nityananda Prabhu's mercy is boundless. So Mahaprabhu is chanting Gopi Gopi, people got disturbed. Don't chant those names. Krishna is good. But what is Krishna without Radharani? He is anywhere without Radharani? No, he is Brahma, impersonal, worshipped by impersonalists. Right? That means worshipped by those who have no sweetness, no love, no affection. Okay, some idea, some affection, some, I'm not criticizing, but really, hearts are dry, shuska kasta, dry. No rasa. So Krishna is raso vaisa. There is no Krishna without Radha. Understand that. Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada said there's no Krishna without Sri Radha. They are one. You cannot separate them. If you take Radharani away from Krishna, Krishna is now disappears like he disappeared from the rasa dance. Radharani left the rasa dance, Krishna was gone. Krishna stayed, he left. Without Radharani, it's all zero. Without Krishna, it's all zero. So Mahaprabhu wanted to establish not only Nam Sankirtan, he also said, Rag, Marga, Bhakti, Loke, Korite, Prachar. In this world, in this loke, in this world, we will distribute the message of spontaneous love of the residents of Vrindavan, foremost of whom are the Vrajagopis, of whom the highest supreme goddess is Srimati Radhika. We will establish her glories. Nityananda Prabhu is carrying that mood of love in his heart, and he is present as Srimati Radhika's maidservant in his feature of not only Janava Thakurani, Ananga Manjari. So therefore, Heno Nitai Vine Bai, Radha Krishna Paitenai, Drida Kori, Dharo Nitai Pai. So this is our Lord Nityananda Prabhu festival. Class noon, class at 4, class at 7, class at 7:30 tomorrow, and then again and again and again. Really, Gaur Govinda Maharaj would speak 4 hours about Lord Nityananda and then do 4 hours kirtan. So we're just getting warmed up here. Vrindavan Chandraprabhu has been giving beautiful classes. We also had class in New York City, but we'll tell 1-2 more stories, okay? I'm going to skip ahead. Mahaprabhu went to Jagannath Puri. Lord Nityananda Prabhu followed. The residents of Navadvip were crestfallen. They were despondent, but the Lord has His own plan, right? The Lord has His own plan. When Mahaprabhu was in Puri, shortly after, he didn't stay in Puri, he went to South India, but he gave Nityananda Prabhu the service of preaching For 2 years and 3 years while Mahaprabhu was gone in South India, Lord Nityananda Prabhu preached in Puri and all of Orissa, village to village, town to town, with his associates. And they spread the glories of Krishna Bhakti in the holy name and brought people into this path, just as they did in Navadvip. So when Mahaprabhu came back, he was very happy to see that everything was flourishing there because of Lord Nityananda Prabhu's Shakti. Without Shakti, there's no preaching. Therefore, Chaitanya Charitamrita says, Krishna Shakti vina nahitar pravartana. Without Krishna's Shakti, you cannot preach. You will not preach. Bhakta Prabhupada said, therefore, pranache jar shehetu prachar. Where there is life, you can preach. And where is there life? Who knows? Brajabasi jan pracharaka jan. The Brajabasis, that means the residents of Vrindavan, who have that pure, natural, spontaneous love for Krishna. They are the preachers, and from them, you pray to them, you take shelter of them, then energy can come, by which you can change your own heart and help anyone else. So Mahaprabhu sent Nityananda Prabhu back to Bengal. Mahaprabhu said, okay, now I'm back in Puri. Everywhere Mahaprabhu went in South India, he established the mood of the Vrajavasis. He didn't just establish Nam Sankirtan. In South India, he established the glory of Radha Krishna Upasana, even superior to Lakshmi Narayan worship. He said, worship Radha Krishna. He said, and he collected Prabodhananda Saraswati Pad, Gopal Bhatta Goswami, Ramananda Roy, and many others. He said, if Lakshmi Narayan are the highest, then why did Lakshmi leave Narayan and try to enter the rasa dance? To dance with Krishna. Why? And even so, she's still praying and begging to enter the rasa dance. And Vrinda Devi has not allowed her into Vrindavan. She's outside, Belavan. Then, so in this way, Mahaprabhu established the glory of Vrindavan everywhere he went. So he did not just bring Sankirtan, Nam Sankirtan. What did he bring? Prem Nam Sankirtan. Right? Therefore, Bhaktivinoda Thakur sings, Golokera Prema Dhan Harinama Sankirtan Ratina Janmilo Kenotai. He gave Nam Sankirtan. He said, preach the names, but with what? Golokera Prem Dan. Not just any ordinary love, but Golok's Prem, the wealth of the love of the eternal associates of Krishna.
That's a question. If the tree is not matured, how can it give fruits and shelter? Same for our preachers. These days, sadly, every devotee is a preacher.
What's the question?
How can a tree that is not mature give fruits?
You're answering your own question. It can't. Right? It's a lot like the lot. There's a tree that is not mature cannot give fruits. Okay? Can we continue? Okay? Everyone is a preacher. What do we preach? Take shelter of advanced Vaishnavas. Swami Prabhupada, you joined the temple, next day you were a preacher. But what did everyone preach? Come, take shelter of Guru Maharaj. Every devotee is a preacher. Everyone should be a preacher. And where does the fruit come from? Fruit comes from the seed. Where does the seed come from? Seed comes from the fruit. So the fruit of Krishna Prem ultimately is the pure devotees who come in this world, and they plant the trees, and they plant and from them comes the fruits, from them comes the seeds, and they plant those seeds, and they distribute those fruits. So all these conceptions are our mundane conceptions. Lord Nityananda Prabhu is CEO of his mission. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is owner and president of his mission, and everything is going according to their plan. Anyone who's not following, who are following Kali Maharaj, that is also under their authority. Nothing is in our hands. We want to continue the story, okay? Follow up afterwards if there's a follow-up question. All right? Everyone is a preacher. Everyone is qualified to say, chant and be happy. Okay? Chant Hare Krishna, be happy. You join the temple, next day you are a preacher. Distribute back to Godhead. But what are you preaching? If you're preaching, come to me, then you are bogus. That's the difference. Lord Nityananda Prabhu said, Bolo Gaura Hari. And what did Mahaprabhu say? Bhaja Radha Krishna. Mahaprabhu said, worship Radha Krishna. And he told Nityananda, go everywhere and tell everyone to worship Krishna. And Nityananda Prabhu said, no. Bhaja Gauranga, Kaha Gauranga, Laha Gaurangir Namare, Je Jana Gauranga Bhaje, Se Hoya Amar Pranare. That person who chants Gauranga's name, they are my life. Show me a preacher who's preaching about themselves. This is not good. Or a guru who's sending their followers to bring them disciples. No. Guru is someone who's bringing people to Krishna, to God. They are simply the clear channel. Transparent via medium. Krishna's deputy, Krishna's authorized representative. And everyone is qualified to preach on behalf of bona fide Guru and Vaishnavas. Everyone. It's a simple philosophy. So we're going to tell another story, okay? 2 more stories we're going to tell tonight. I want to tell one important story about Lord Nityananda and his glories. They would host festivals. Sometimes Nityananda Prabhu, traveling preachers, they're going town to town, village to village. And when they leave, it's not like you stop the program. Gurudev said in the early years, he said, when I leave, Vrindavan Prabhu, what would he say? Come on, you're a fact checker. Gurudev would say, other people should keep coming. He said sometimes Prem Priyojan Prabhu, at that time before sannyas. Be strong. He said Budara Prabhu, and Brajanath Prabhu, Pundarik Prabhu. So many preachers were there. He said everyone should keep coming and preaching. But Gurudev's mission was strong because everyone was preaching about Gurudev. Weakness comes when we are the object of worship. We are Acharya. No, our Acharya is here. Srila Gurudev is our Acharya. Srila Swami Prabhupada is Acharya. Those who are glorifying themselves or telling people to glorify themselves or bringing people to themselves, that is not Guru Parampara, it is Goru Parampara. The cow lineage, not the Guru lineage. Goru means cow. All right? So, every bona fide Guru is worthy of worship. Every bona fide Guru is worthy of receiving disciples. But every Vyas Puja day, Gurudev did not like getting Vyas Puja worship. Even when he was in his 80s. He said, don't worship me. He was very angry. In Australia, he said, don't make any decorations. Don't do any puja for me. I don't want it. And then by force they did it, but he worshipped the whole parampara. He said, on Vyas Puja, Guru worships his whole lineage. And he is of the conception that I am only Das and Udas and Udas and Udas. What does it mean, Das and Udas and Udas? Real Das and Udas and Udas and Udas means Guru Parampara. That's Das and Udas. What right do we have to say, I am Das and Udas? Someone has accepted you as their servant? And you are serving them properly, loyally? To be servant of the servant of the servant of the servant means you're connected to that lineage of pure servants of the Lord. So in this way, we can preach. So one time, they were having a festival, doing a whole night kirtan. We have whole night kirtans here and people get upset. Why are you staying up all night doing kirtan? Follow the program. Right? If you're doing kirtan from 12 hours a day kirtan, but if you don't go to Mangalarti, you're bogus. This is their conception. Really, you should try to do up to Mangalarti, then go to sleep afterwards, no problem. But I remember living in Navadvip for 1 month leading up to Gaur Purnima. You can hear all night kirtan going on in 10 directions. Every direction, Godrum, Koladvip, Ritudvip, Janudvip, Modradvip, Modradrumadvip, right? Mayapur, everywhere. Kirtan, Kirtaniya Sarahari, all night long. Beautiful rags, beautiful sweet melodies of Mahamantra. In all directions, not one group, everywhere. So people say, don't do all night kirtan. Mahaprabhu's movement started with all night kirtan. 1 year Srivas Angan, all night kirtan, and everyone was disturbed. People say, don't do all night kirtan. Morning program, evening program, noon program. But bhakti program is Udila Aruna from before sunrise and Shri Hari Vasare Hari Kirtanidhan Nritya Arambila Prabhu Golokira Pran all day if you're able. So all night they were doing kirtan. This is at the home of who? Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. They arranged a festival to do all night kirtan. 2 more stories, okay? At least. So they were chanting Chaitanya, Gauranga, 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 Mahamantra, Hariharaya, but mostly names of Krishna and Gauranga. And then someone chanted, Nitai, Nitai. Everyone else saying, Gaur, Gaur, Gaur. We do this, right? I remember on Nityananda Trayodasi in Navadvip, 4 or 5 hours in the courtyard, everyone was ecstatically dancing for hours and hours, not getting tired at all. 3, 4, 5 hours, just Nam Sankirtan, sometimes 6 hours and longer. No one ever got tired. But everyone was chanting Gaur, Gaur, and someone chanted, Nitai, Nitai. And one priest, it's described that he had faith in service to the deity. And he had faith in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But Nityananda, Avadut, he said, oh, Nityananda, he wears gold. Nityananda Prabhu preached to all the goldsmiths. Why? They're very fallen. Considered very fallen. Why? It's said that if their mother gives them gold to sell, they'll take a percentage. If their mother says, please sell this gold, I need some money to buy something, they don't care, they'll take their cut. That's what they say, right? Suvarna Vanik. So Nityananda Prabhu made them all devotees. He didn't just go to the goldsmiths. It said there's one time he went to one area and he made 1,200 Buddhists into, like they were all Tyagis, renunciants. He made them all into Vaishnavas. And he went to the untouchables, he made them Vaishnavas. He went to the Muslims, he made them Vaishnavas. Everywhere. But also the goldsmiths. And they all would give him gold. And then he would wear it. He was very happy. Right? Someone gave him the gift. He doesn't care. He's an avadut. He puts it on his head, puts it on his crown. Sometimes he would wear 20, 30 kilos gold and dance. And then next day he would start just giving it away to people. And then people would give him again. And he would give it away and people would give him again. One time he was sleeping at night alone, wearing 40 kilos of gold, and dacoits came to steal it from him. They were following him, you know. You see somebody like that? A mad person who's wearing so much expensive jewelry. So at night he was sleeping alone under a tree, and 2 dacoits came to rob him. And as they came close, they saw 2 young boys with bow and arrow standing guard. And all night long they would leave and come back, and they would see these 2 boys standing guard. And in the morning they came and offered pranam to Lord Nityananda, and he said, oh, you know, they realized this is Ram Lakshman protecting him. Ram Lakshman protecting Nityananda. So Lord Nityananda Prabhu was like that. But this person today in the all-night kirtan said, don't chant Nitai. Nam Sankirtan, I was on Sankirtan once, and they said, don't chant Gaur Nitai. Only Mahamantra. I was chanting Mahamantra Kirtan for half an hour, and then I said, Nitai Gauranga Jaya, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga Jaya. And they said, Sannyasi came and said, don't chant Nitai Gauranga. Why? Only Mahamantra. Only Mahamantra. Only Mahamantra. There's no song, you know. Bhaktivinoda Thakur never wrote a song. Narottam Das Thakur never wrote a song. Rupa Goswami never wrote a song. Our acharyas never wrote any songs. Only Mahamantra. This is half-hand logic. That's what Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami said, half-hand logic. In Chaitanya Charitamrita it says, Ardha Kukuti Nai, half-hand logic. You like the eggs, but you have to feed the mouse. So you chop off the head and you think you'll still get the eggs. So anyone who tries to worship Chaitanya Mahaprabhu without worshipping Lord Nityananda is a fool. What does Lochan Das Thakur say? Maje muke khane, I will put fire in their mouth. Lochan Das Thakur is very fiery. Jede se nitai nai, stede se na jabo, nitai ve mukana, mukana hiribo. That place where my Nityananda Prabhu is not going, present or welcome or respected, I will not go to that place. Only chanting Gaur, Gaur, Gaur. No nitai, they are the worst atheist. So Kaviraj Goswami, his own brother, was speaking bad about Nityananda Prabhu. Kaviraj Goswami walked away. This is Miniketan Ramdas. Miniketan Ramdas was glorifying Nityananda Prabhu in the all-night program. And Kaviraj Goswami's brother did not like it. He said, only worship Mahaprabhu, not Nityananda. And Miniketan Ramdas was famous for playing on a flute. He broke his flute in half, threw it aside, and left. Kaviraj Goswami overheard, saw this, and walked away. Walked away from home, his own home, with the clothes that he was wearing. Didn't go inside and pack a bag. He walked away, didn't say bye to his brother. Didn't say bye to his family. He just left. And he walked for hours and hours and hours weeping. So sad that someone had criticized Lord Nityananda, that someone did not have faith in Lord Nityananda. Sometimes people would criticize Lord Nityananda to Mahaprabhu directly. Imagine, they would go to Mahaprabhu and criticize Lord Nityananda. Father of the Sankirtan movement, Ananta Shesh, Karadakshay Vishnu, Shiradakshay Vishnu, Garbhadakshay Vishnu, Mahasankarshan, Mulshankarshan, Balaram is all Nityananda Prabhu. And he has appeared as the Odaryamoy Vigyur, the embodiment of mercy. No one is more merciful than Lord Nityananda Prabhu. Lord Nityananda Prabhu is even more merciful than Mahaprabhu. Right? And yet they had no faith in him. So Kaviraj Goswami walked away. And he walked. No idea where he was going or what he was going to do. Imagine. Penniless. No shoes, no clothes. He just walked. He finally got, after 20, 30, 40 kilometers, he got tired. He laid down. Lord Nityananda Prabhu came in a dream, dancing with great ecstasy, and gave him prem and said, oh, you should go to Vrindavan. Go take shelter of Shri Rupa, Shri Sanatan, Shri Jiva, Shri Raghunath Das. At that time, Raghunath Das, not there yet perhaps, he was in Puri. He said, go take shelter of Rupa Sanatana. So Kaviraj Goswami then writes, it's only by the mercy of Lord Nityananda that I got the mercy of Shri Radha, Govinda, Gopinath, Madan Mohan. And he wrote, Shri Govinda, Gopinath, Madan Mohan, Gaudiyache, Tin Thakur, Atmasat. Gaudiyas, followers Srimati Radhika, 3 deities are their life and soul. Govinda, Gopinath, Madan Mohan. And all together 3, Radharaman. So this is a story. Therefore, Nityananda Nishta. Nitai Pada Kamala, Koti Chandra Sushitala, Jai Chayai, Jagata Judai. Heno Nitai Vinebai, Radha Krishna Paitenai, Drida Kori, Dharo Nitai Pai. Very tightly catch hold of the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda. If you want to receive the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, take shelter of Lord Nityananda. Heno Nitai Vinebai, Radha Krishna Paitenai. Without Lord Nityananda Prabhu's mercy, Radha Krishna is just a dream. Swapna, only a dream. Really, Lord Nityananda Prabhu's mercy is our life and soul. We have no hope without Lord Nityananda. We have to understand this in the core of our heart. That Lord Nityananda Prabhu saved Jagai Madai. Kaviraj Goswami writes, I am a greater sinner than Jagai Madai. Anyone who takes my name commits sin just by hearing my name or speaking my name. I am such a wretch. But Lord Nityananda Prabhu is the friend of the fallen, the most merciful. Akila Bandhu, the friend of everyone. Akila Bandhu. That's why our Gurudev also in that line, Bhakta Bandhav, means the friend of everyone, the friend of all devotees, all jivas. Patita Udharan Bandhav. So we'll tell one more story. When Nityananda Prabhu was preaching in Bengal, he went town to town, village to village. For months on end, they had a uninterrupted Sankirtan party. Sometimes they would go days without eating. And they would be so ecstatic, they would climb on rooftops, they would climb trees, they would go in the water of the river and chant and dance and play instruments and sing with ecstasy. Sometimes they would go forward 1 week and then they would lose track. They weren't going with any destination in mind. They'd go in one direction for a week and then come back for a week. You know? Just doing Nam Sankirtan. Miles and miles. Our Gurudev would be like that. It's said that in Siliguri, Gurudev would tell the story with Param Gurudev, Bhakti Keshav Goswami Maharaj. When he's in his late age, 60s, he danced in Sankirtan for 8-9 kilometers in the street. Jagannath Puri and Rath Yatra, this is the mood of the devotees. So in our line, this is the Sankirtan movement. Yes. Ultimately, to serve Gurudev, we have to pick some time that we all come together and go on Sankirtan. 100 devotees, there's hundreds of devotees, not only one time a year in Rath Yatra. You know, they have Rath Yatras every weekend in the summer, but really all devotees should come together and perform Nam Sankirtan. So, one time, we'll end with this story, and we'll continue tomorrow morning. Nityananda Prabhu was at Panihati. He would stay in the house of Raghav Pandit. Very, very exalted devotee of the Lord, and his wife, they were expert cooks. It said that when they would cook, Radharani directly cooked everything. Not only directed, but did everything. And they were just her instruments. Like you use a spoon in the kitchen, these devotees were Radharani's instruments. Right? So she herself cooked everything. So Nityananda Prabhu used their house like a base and he would preach everywhere. So there's a very beautiful story of how Raghunath Das Goswami, who was like a prince, came and took shelter of Lord Nityananda, and by the mercy of Lord Nityananda, he got the mercy of Mahaprabhu. This Raghunath Das Goswami was a young boy, but from childhood, he wanted to be with Mahaprabhu. His parents, his uncles, Hiranya and Govardhan, were very famous, rich people. But they're considered Vaishnav Prai. That means materialist devotees, following the social custom, the society. But their ultimate desire was family life, sense gratification, enjoyment, worldly pursuits. And they would give donations and charity. And when Raghunath wanted to go and become a renunciant and follow Mahaprabhu, they were very opposed. He would try to run away. They would capture him. They had guards. Imagine being a rich prince-like person, but you had guards standing 24-hour watch at your door. Anywhere you go, you had to be escorted because they were so afraid he would run away. 3 or 4 times they caught him and brought him back. He thought, how can I get to the lotus feet of Mahaprabhu? How can I get to Mahaprabhu? Mahaprabhu's in Puri, Nityananda Prabhu is preaching in Bengal. Right? How can I go to Mahaprabhu? How can I go to Mahaprabhu? Finally, one time he saw, Nityananda Prabhu is in Panihati. He asked permission from his father. And his father is a charitable person, good Vaishnav also. So he gave him a lot of wealth. He said, go and serve Nityananda Prabhu. Give him whatever he desires. So Lord Nityananda Prabhu was doing morning program. In the banks of the river. Where is that? Panihati, very beautiful area. Surrounded by all his Dwadas Gopal, Chosati Mahantas, the Kaviraj, thousands and thousands of devotees were assembled. And they were doing kirtan. And then they were doing discussion. And Raghunath Swami, very young boy, 15, 16, I imagine, 17 maybe. He came at a distance. And, very humbly, like you go to a Gurudev festival or something, Gurudev's giving class. You don't come at the front. Far at the back, number, like in a stadium, at the very last seat. So he thought very humbly, he sat in the very, very back. And Nityananda Prabhu immediately stopped and he said, thief! Chor! When someone says, like you're in an assembly, someone says, thief, thief, you look around, who's the thief, who's the thief? So Nityananda Prabhu said, there's a thief here, there's a thief. And then he sent his associates, go back there, in the back of the crowd, he just came, go and bring that thief forward. I'm going to give him a punishment. Danda. And they went, and Raghunath Swami was very shy. And they brought him forward, and Nityananda Prabhu said, now I will give you danda, punishment. What is that punishment? Who is that Raghunath Das Goswami? He's Raghunath Das. What punishment did he give him? Do you know? What punishment did Vrindavan Chandra Prabhu? Feed the Vaishnavas, but who is feeding? Who is qualified? Who's able to give Bhakti Ras, Vraja Ras? That is Srimati Radhika's dear maidservants. Lord Nityananda Prabhu saw in the very back came who? He's surrounded by so many sadhakas, so many Dwadas Gopals, so many cowherd boys also. So many sadhakas, but in the back he saw, there is Srimati Radhika's very dear Rati Manjari. Already he knows. He said, you've come to this world, but you're staying at home and you're hiding this wealth. You've brought that wealth of the spiritual world with you, that Rati, that love for Krishna. Rati means pure love for Krishna. Her name is Rati Manjari as a maidservant Srimati Radhika. In this world, he's Raghunath Das. So Lord Nityananda Prabhu said, you've brought that pure love for Krishna, Rati, from the spiritual world, but you're hiding and keeping for yourself? This is being a thief. I will give you a punishment. What is that punishment? You must distribute this to everyone. That's why he wrote Vilap Kusumanjali, distributing this wealth to everyone. All these beautiful books he wrote, all these prayers he wrote, Braj Vilastava he wrote, it's all distributing the love of Srimati Radhika, what it means, how to become a maidservant of Srimati Radhika. Lord Nityananda Prabhu said, only teaching Nam Sankirtan without Braja Prem, Radha Dasyam is not sufficient. This age is not only Nam Sankirtan, it's Prem Nam Sankirtan. Love infused Sankirtan with the love of the Brajabasis, and whose love is higher than Srimati Radhika, and who's qualified to bring jivas into her service? Only those who are in her service. So Lord Nityananda saw Rati Manjari at the back and said, come forward. Now our preaching mission will become powerful, 10-fold, 100-fold, 1,000-fold. Why? In this age, Mahaprabhu came with the desire, Prem Ras Niryas, to relish this, and also Rag Marga Bhakti Log Kurite Prachar, to distribute this mood of pure love. So he saw Rati Manjari, and then, as Raghunath, he said, feed all the devotees. And he gave all his wealth, and they not only fed 10, 15,000 people, they spread news to all the local villages, to all the local towns, and everyone came running for this Rati, for this love and affection. So this is how we hear from the Vaishnavas. Our Prabhuji describes the story like that. He says, Raghunath Das Goswami is Rati Manjari. Who is qualified to distribute prasadam? You want that person to distribute prasadam who has this pure love. Because by them distributing, then their Shakti goes into everyone who receives it. Everyone was taking this, Grita Sneha. There's a lot of details in this story. But the essence is that. This love and affection of the Braja Gopis of Srimati Radhika for Krishna, and the chance to enter their service, This is distributed by Srimati Radhika's maidservants, and that is why Swami Prabhupada writes that in Adi Leela chapter 1, he says, gurus in this line are expansions and empowered by Lord Nityananda, and most often they are maidservants of Srimati Radhika. Swami Prabhupada's own purports. That is our Guru Varga. So Lord Nityananda Prabhu, people say, how can Lord Nityananda Prabhu give entrance into Radhadasyam? Can Guru not do that? Lord Nityananda Prabhu is Guru Tattva. Guru Tattva can bestow all rasas. Baladev and Lord Nityananda serve in all rasas. Sakyaras, Dasiras, Shantaras is all Krishna's paraphernalia. Dasiras is Krishna's service. Sakyaras is Krishna's friend. Vatsalyaras is Krishna's big brother. Madhurya Ras as Srimati Radhika's Kinkari. And in this way they serve all rasas. So we take shelter today of Lord Nityananda. By his mercy, then Raghunath Das Goswami was freed of all material ties, of all bondage, and was able to receive the shelter of Lord Nityananda. Very soon after that, by the mercy of his guru, Yadunandanacharya, and some arrangements of Yogamaya, he was able to reach the lotus feet of Mahaprabhu. And Mahaprabhu said he ran for 9 days through the jungle, barefoot, barely eating, barely sleeping. And he arrived at the feet of Mahaprabhu. And Mahaprabhu said, with great mercy of the Lord, you have escaped the dark well and the prison of material family life. You've come to my lotus feet. This is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mood and desire. So at that point, then Mahaprabhu's mission began to expand more and more and more. So Lord Nityananda Prabhu, but without his mercy, we have no hope. We have no prospect without the mercy of Lord Nityananda. We have to understand that. Therefore, again and again, we pray for his mercy. We remember him. We take shelter of his lotus feet. There are so many beautiful stories. Lord Nityananda Prabhu is so ecstatic. When he was distributing prasad at Panihati, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu directly came. Only some could see it. But Mahaprabhu came and took from every pot that was given to every person there. Why? Mahaprabhu had to come. Because Srimati Radhika had prepared this and her manjaris were distributing it. So this is how Krishna only eats. Krishna doesn't eat otherwise. Rohini Mata, Jasoda Mata, or Radharani and her maidservants. Otherwise, Krishna is not hungry. Krishna is only hungry for this prem. So in this age, our preaching is Nam Sankirtan, but with the moods of love of the Brijabasis, especially maidservants of Srimati Radhika. That is our Guru Padma. That is our Swami Prabhupada. That is our Guru Varga. Some people say Swami Prabhupada is also Sakya Ras. This may be true. Why? Within the higher rasa, all other rasas are present. So disciples in a Sakya Ras relationship with Krishna may see Swami Prabhupada in Sakya Ras. There's no contradiction. Right? Madhurya, in Ramananda Roy Sambad, it's described within earth, fire, air, ether, water are present. So within Madhurya Ras, Vatsalya, Sakya, Dasya Ras are present. Santa Ras is present. So this is a technical detail for those who are new. But today we take shelter of Lord Nityananda. We'll sing one song to him quickly. And we pray again and again to his lotus feet. May he give us his mercy. There's a beautiful song. Ar kabe nitai chand karuna hoibe Shangshara bashana moro kabe tu chahabe. When will that mood of Lord Nityananda Prabhu's mercy shine upon us so that our attachment to material life will become very insignificant? Then, Vishaya Chadiya Kabe Shuddha Habiman, giving up sense gratification, our mind will become pure. And then we can see the eternal world of Vrindavan. Rupa Raghunatha Pade. Therefore, Lord Nityananda Prabhu's mercy, then Raghunath Das Goswami mercy comes. And then Rupa Goswami's mercy comes. So the fourth line of this song is Rupa Raghunatha Pade. Let me, Hoibe Akuti, I pray for the shelter of the lotus feet of Rupa and Raghunath. Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami, by the mercy of Lord Nityananda, came to Vrindavan. These are two stories tied together. By Nityananda Prabhu's mercy, Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami came to Vrindavan. And the end of every single chapter of Chaitanya Charitamrita, what does he write? Rupa Raghunatha Pade. I am at the lotus feet in the shelter of Rupa and Raghunath. So Raghunath Das Goswami, Lord Nityananda Prabhu, Lord Nityananda Prabhu, now we will distribute this. So our Raghunath Das Goswami is also here, standing by our Srila Swami Prabhupada. This is our Rati Manjari. So that is Raghunath Das Goswami. And this is all the mercy of Guru and Vaishnavas, develop this understanding of what is kṛṣṇa-bhakti-rasa-bhāvitā matiḥ. Without kṛṣṇa-bhakti-rasa-bhāvitā matiḥ, that means pure Krishna consciousness, then there's no preaching, to whoever's question that was. Without Krishna-bhakti-rasa, there is no preaching. Without pran, anyone who's trying to preach, not preaching, indirect, direct, doesn't matter. But where there's Krishna-bhakti-rasa, there's real preaching. Krishna-bhakti-rasa means real taste and relationship and love for Krishna. And that is in the heart of Krishna's associates. And that comes down from the heart of Krishna's associates into the heart of the sadhakas when they have complete one-pointedness and devotion to the lotus feet of Guru Pada Padma, which is non-different from Lord Nityananda. Therefore, bhaktyai kesham Guru Devatatma. If you want to get a ray of love, Swarup Shakti, Bhakti Ras, then you must take shelter of Guru Pada Padma, who is on that platform.